Do you find this offensive? What about this? To me, they're both the same, equally destructive to the lives of the people who wear them. The burqa used to subjugate women in Muslim countries, the habit to lock women into servitude, each worn to appease an imaginary god. All religions appear to have some form of special clothing, headgear, or garment. Why is it so important that you dress the part for your own particular religion? Does your God really give a damn about what you wear? And what would happen if you didn't? I stopped in at the bank this week. The weather had been hot. The teller who helped me out with my banking looked to be about 35 years old. She was wearing an hijab. I suspect that she was Muslim, and that really didn't bother me at all. She was pleasant, and in return, I was also pleasant, as we both should be. On the counter, beside her, there was a fan, a typical 8-inch round fan, and it was blowing air towards her body and head. She was clearly uncomfortably warm. I could not help myself from thinking, why don't you take that head covering off? I was not questioning her faith. I was kind of asking, why do you wear that when you're clearly hot? Clothing should be comfortable and not punishing. I had seen something similar occur when I was teaching fitness. A Muslim woman regularly attended my boot camp and spin classes, working hard, and was visibly uncomfortable. Every week she came into the class covered head to toe, and she did the best she could. Then something happened. She stopped coming to the classes. I thought perhaps she had moved, or perhaps her husband had forbid her to go to the gym. It was several months before I saw her again. The truth, however, astonished me. She appeared to have broken free from the shackles of her religion and the associated dress. She was now dressed in comfortable breathing exercise pants, light athletic top with no head covering. It was wonderful to see not only the change in her dress, but her new outlook as well. She was free to move and clearly enjoyed the classes more. Thinking again about the lady at the bank, surely Allah would not make you suffer if you removed the hijab, would you? Allah didn't strike down the woman at the gym, so it's clear He doesn't give a damn about what you wear. So why would you wear it at all? It's sad to see the control religion has on people. If you bare your head, is that a sin? And if so, why? Clearly, 1 billion women around the world are not being punished by any gods for having their heads uncovered. According to muhajaba.com, when a sister sees her reflection and her hijab, or when she becomes aware of it as she wears it, she may be reminded that she dresses like this because Allah has ordered it. As I understand, it's also worn to keep private what should be private and allow for self-reflection. But there's a problem here. If a woman wearing a burqa sees a woman wearing a chador, does she think that the other woman is violating Shura law? What if the woman in the chador sees a woman in a hijab or a khimar? Is that too a violation? Is it too revealing for Allah? Is a Hindu woman wearing a salwar kameez sinful and worthy of punishment as assessed by the woman in the hijab? And it goes on. Think of the Christian church-going lady with a calf-high skirt, or perhaps bare shoulders. Each looks upon the next as sinful. In the examples I just gave, were any of the dressed groups punished by a god for not being like the previous? Each style group insists their version of dress is correct according to Scripture. Yet neither God nor Allah really does anything about it. No women suddenly dropping dead because they broke religious law. Might that be because there is no God? And if all this is about privacy, then why do not all Muslim men wear a burqa or an all-encompassing head covering in public? It sounds like it's more about control. Maybe this is about Muslim men and the power they want to maintain over women, the husband or the father taking action against women in their lives. That may be the real threat here. But it's never witnessed to be the wrath of God. Furthermore, if a woman exposes her face or shoulders and a man gets aroused, is that the man's problem or hers? The answer is, it's his. Hasidic Jews dress in black, wear unfamiliar hats, have curly sideburns, and on the Sabbath, shoes are laceless in order not to have to tie a knot, a prohibited act. Hare Krishnas wear orange robes, and Sikhs wear turbans. According to SikhCoalition.org, the Dastar, the Sikh turban as it's known, is an article of faith. It's mandatory headgear decreed by the founders of Sikhism. When a Sikh man or woman dons a turban, the turban ceases just to be a piece of cloth and becomes one and the same with the Sikh's head. One and the same with the Sikh's head? What the hell does that even mean? It's about as believable as the red wine consumed by Catholics turning into the blood of Christ. The reason all practicing Sikhs wear the turban is just one: out of love and obedience to the wishes of the founder of their faith. Think about that. The founders of the faith. Like all religions, Sikh clothing requirements have been handed down through hundreds of generations, made up centuries ago by superstitious Bronze Age people who had no idea what really made the world tick. It's said in history only royals wore turbans. But why would royals have worn it in the first place? Might it have been they just simply wanted to stand out? Be recognized as being unique from their neighbors? Where's the connection to God? How could anyone prove that God told them to wear turbans in the first place? Well, the Old Testament proclaims, once they enter the gates of the court, they are to wear linen vestments. They shall wear linen turban. If that's the case, and Christians are tied to the Old Testament, why do Christians not wear turbans as well? It's just another absurd interpretation of the Bible, each religious group having their own take on the truth. There is no godly truth, just man-made ritual. In the New American Standard Bible, Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 18. Linen turbans shall be on their heads, and linen garments shall be on their loins. They shall not gird themselves with anything which makes them sweat. Okay then, I understand. This is all about sweating.